back to the footy show. Again, it's the new year and quite a few things have happened in footballing world. Chelsea have parted ways with Enzo Maresca. Chelsea head coach leaves Stamford Bridge with replacement set to be announced imminently. Liam Rosinho is the leading candidate for the Chelsea head coach role following Enzo Maresca's exit after 18 months in charge at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea is unlikely to pursue Oliver Glasner, says Fabregas, Adonia Areola or Robert De Zerbi, with Rosinho now considered the front runner for the job. This guy wins 2 trophies. You boot him? From what I'm hearing, this guy does not want to be another yes man at a club with a lot of footballing history like Chelsea. And you guys are just absolutely finished. So Sky Sports News have reported that Maresca's exit was unanimously agreed by Chelsea board and the club expect to announce his success in a matter of days. Maresca departs after breakdown in relations with the club and a run of disappointing results. It was that deep, to be honest. So yeah, okay, fine. 1 win from the last 7 Premier League games. That's left them 15 points adrift of leaders Arsenal. Maresca is understood to step down because he felt his position was untenable, while Chelsea are already considering sacking the head coach due to poor results, so I think it was going to end anyway. His comments and immediate disagreements with the medical team reports linking him with other clubs. So to be fair, you know what, he's already in boiling water, but that's just ridiculous. Maresca's exit means Chelsea are looking for a 4th permanent managerial appointment since American investor Todd Bowley and private equity firm Clear Lake Capital bought the club back in May 2022. So, Chelsea, you guys are just absolutely ridiculous right now. At this point of the season, but to be fair, look, you know what? Football's a business, but that's just... I would have given him at least till the end of the month, but you know what? That's Chelsea Football Club. So, what I really just want to touch up on is like, you know, is Amorim's job safe at the minute in your own opinion? In mine, I mean, with the away form with 3 wins, 3 draws, and 3 losses, like, that's pretty bang average, to be fair. And he hasn't been given a full season up until now, so like, I will give him that. But I think in terms of his tactics at the minute have just been like literally just like a yo-yo. You're managing certain games like absolutely flawlessly, and then other ones you just revert back to your stubborn ways of managing a football game, and we lose key games like Bournemouth at home, the 4-4. We should have won that. We should have absolutely won that game. We had no excuses. We leaked 4 goals the whole game. What do you know? We draw it. And then the Villa game away, 2-1 we lost, but I think we played that one pretty well. We held Villa all the way until that back 3 on the right back with Lenny Oro just got cooked twice the same way, and they end up scoring. And then the Newcastle game after that, I think, was very well done the first half. Until the second half, he did a minor tweak again. Why does he put Xerxes on a wing when he plays up top? Cunha should have been on the left, not in the middle, and Mount in the middle in that front 3. I don't know why he moved it out to the wing. Mount creates nothing outside. Cunha better outside on the left wing, cuts back in, he can score or pass. So because you moved Cunha in the middle, he did nothing. Yeah, he probably had a few shots on goal, but the rest he just over dribble, missed key passes where he should have passed. So, you know, that's where we're at right now. In terms of moving in the second half of the season, I think Amorim would now have his time of reckoning where we've got, to be fair, we've got AFCON players out with Ahmad and Bumo and Mazraoui. We've got key injuries in Bruno Fernandes and Kobe Menu. In my own opinion, Kobe's still being punished. Manager's still punishing this kid for his brother's reckless behavior, which he's still paying for. And to be fair, it's a January transfer window. If the kid wants football playing time, he will have to leave. But he's probably going to go on loan. I don't think the club can afford to sell player of his talent to another club because we will live to regret it. I tell you right now, not worth doing it. So, I mean, if we're gonna sign players in January, Ruben Neves from Saudi. I mean, he's not back end of his career, but 28 years old, I believe. Yeah, he could do a job. If we're gonna offload Xerxes, that's off the wage bill. Sancho and Rashford need to be made permanent moves, or we have no chance of clearing this ridiculous wage bill that we have at the club at this moment in time. So, that's where I'm at. And I think that if now the manager has until the end of the season to start winning games, we have the FA Cup, the only thing that we're playing for against Brighton at home. We have to win that, or we're going to be a laughing stock again. So you've got Thomas Frank, Ruben Amorim, Arne Slot, Unai Emery, Pep Guardiola, and then you've got Mikel Arteta. I'm not including the Chelsea manager as of now because he's not there anymore. I mean, to be fair, he had a good run since the summer, and then he just, making critical decisions in terms of his subs where they've cost him games. They did well in Champions League and then just fell off after that. So I can't blame him. So yeah, unfortunately, sorry Chelsea fans, I'm not going to include Enzo Maresca or any Chelsea manager until one is appointed. At the bottom, Thomas Frank. In my own opinion, Spurs did well the few couple of games until they started winning games where they should have, where they needed to win. So that's good. But then if you go to the league results, they've drawn key games which they should have won. As December 3rd, they tied with Newcastle, beat Brentford. Europe, they won 3-0. Forest, they lost 3-0. Liverpool 2-1. Palace 1-0, they won. Brentford, they drew. They've drawn more games than they've won. Look at Manchester United. December games, we drew with West Ham, beat Wolves 4-1. Man United, Bournemouth 4-4. Villa 2-1, we lost. Newcastle, we won 1-0. And then drew with Wolves. So 6 games in December. So, and two of those, like Villa, we could have won that. Bournemouth, we should have won. So there's no excuses for Amorim right now. So if you look at Liverpool, December 1st, they won against West Ham 2-0. Sunderland, they drew 1-1. Leeds, they drew. Inter Milan, they won 1-0. Brighton 2-0. Tottenham 2-1. Wolves 2-1. And then Leeds, they drew. 5 games out of the last 7 that they've had in December. So that's not bad. But I'm reading online that Liverpool fans are just falling asleep with this manager's new way of playing, and it's just not working. I mean, look, I'll give credit to Slot. Like, he took a Jurgen Klopp team and pretty much won the league, but then now he's trying to mold the team in his own image this current season, and it's just not been working out for him. And like I said, it's been the worst title defense Premier League history. And then Aston Villa with their recent result of 4-1 versus Arsenal. So they've won 7 out of 8, which is not bad. That's why Villa are top 4 and are above Liverpool right now. So all credit to Aston Villa at the moment. Arteta and Emery. Obviously, Arteta would get the edge because they've barely lost any games this season. They're undefeated at home. Man City. So they've also won 7 games out of 8. Which is not bad. You see, this is why Pep will always be in the top 4, in my opinion. And then if you look at Arsenal, like, they've pretty much won 6 games out of 8, so that's not bad. Thomas Frank may possibly not even see out the end of the season. Slot, if I believe that if he doesn't win anything and they do get a few run of bad games, he probably won't be at Liverpool next season. Emery, as of right now, I think he's earned the right to keep his job as manager until the end of the season, and at least till next year from what he's been doing. Pep, he's leaving, so I think he'll leave on a high note. The title race is very, very tight up top with Pep and Arteta. We all know Arsenal. I'll give my own prediction. If Arsenal win and don't drop any more games for the next month until at least the end of February, then they probably have won, in my opinion. But if Man City start being reckless and just smashing teams 3-0, 3-1, usual Pep Guardiola style, then Arsenal will probably either come second again or just fall out entirely. But Arsenal will probably stay in the top four for sure. Manchester United, we cannot afford to go another season without Europe, because then it's not good for the club. We'll lose sponsorships. Fan base are just going to get tired of it, and then the manager's going to be gone. I'm tired of shuffling managers again. I just want to stay with one. Just let him be consistent and then make his own team. Yes, I understand he's stubborn, but that's so typical of him. We all know this. But when it's good, it's good. But then when it's bad, it's bad. We just have to ride the wave. Call me a fake fan if you want. I've never said that I'm out with this manager, but I want to see improvement in terms of his tactics and winning games and finishing them off. Go Manchester United. And as always, please like, share, subscribe, and do all that good stuff.